We are all about getting outside, and experiencing new places. Exploring the world's most remote places, is a unique, and rewarding experience. In our globalized world that places an impact on big cities and urbanization, we may often forget what the world used to look like when there was no pollution, rumbling horns, and sprawling crowds. Luckily, there are still some amazing spots in the world that are almost completely untouched by human civilization. Let's explore 10 such places in Earth. This is me, Mr. Explorer, who explores the unexplored. Number 10. Tristan da Cunha. Welcome to the most remote inhabited island in the entire world, over 2,000 miles away from South America, and 1,700 miles away from the nearest coast of South Africa. Only 297 people currently live on this volcanic island, which has no restaurants, hotels, or airport. It's only reachable by a 7-day boat ride. You might not find much human contact there, but the remotest island is where adventure awaits. Number 9. MOTU, Tibet. Until recently, the county of 12,000 people was the last county to be inaccessible by road, so many of the communities were untouched by outsiders. The indigenous people rely on farming paddy, soybean, cotton, and gingerly. To get to this lush region, which was considered a holy land in Tibetan Buddhist scripture, a traveler has to trek across mountains for 4 days, and can stop over in small villages on the way. Number 8. Hjortur Meat, Greenland. The most isolated town on one of the most isolated lands is Hjortur Meat, located on the eastern shore of Greenland. This region is home to seals, walruses, narwhals, polar bears, and Arctic foxes. A helicopter can take you there from Nørrelandet Airport, and this town offers tourists a chance to dog sled and kayak, though you'll only find one grocery store for the population of 450 residents. Number 7. McMurdo Station, Antarctica. Of course Antarctica makes this list, it's literally at the bottom of the Earth. Antarctica is the only continent that has no original inhabitants, and while the entire thing is as remote as it gets, McMurdo Station, the research center at the southern tip of Ross Island, is likely one of the most remote inhabited places on Earth. Getting there often requires you to be a scientist, military person, or artist, and you'll arrive via military plane with special skis that can land on sea ice. Number 6. Easter Island. Easter Island, or Rapa Nui, is technically part of Chile, but its ancient culture stands apart from any other land. Shrouded in mystery, the island is filled with large stone heads carved by its original Polynesian inhabitants, hundreds of years ago, that continue to evade scientists and historians. You can reach there by flights from Santiago, Chile. Number 5. Kerguelen Islands, the Desolation Islands. The Kerguelen Islands have no original inhabitants, and are located in the southern Indian Ocean. Rocky mountains and glaciers cover most of the main island, which is permanently occupied by 50 to 100 French scientists and researchers. The only way to get there is by ship, which departs only 4 times a year, so plan a trip in advance. Number 4. Pitcairn Island, South Pacific. The UK's territory of Pitcairn Island is so remote that only 50 people currently live there, and the British government has actually been asking citizens to move there. Despite it being thousands of miles away from civilization, Pitcairn Island is exceptionally beautiful, with incredible green hills and clear blue water that can only be found smack dab in the middle of the ocean. Number 3. Hawaii. Hawaii is the most isolated center of population in the world, at 2,390 miles from California and 3,850 miles from Japan. Luckily, while it's quite remote, especially the Big Island and Kauai, it's also home to a big city, Honolulu, and plenty of tourist attractions, hotels, and accommodation. Getting there from California is only a 5-hour flight. Number 2. Oymyakon, Siberia. Known as the coldest town on Earth, Oymyakon's few residents deal with temperatures reaching well below 20 degrees Fahrenheit daily in the Siberian Arctic. Since it's often too cold for planes, the only way to get there is 2 days driving by car. But seeing how these steel-proof Russians survive in this town might be worth the ride. Number 1. Kotra Island. Kotra Island, an archipelago off Yemen, is so isolated that 1/3 of its plant and animal species aren't found anywhere on Earth. Its crazy-looking trees make it seem like it's a completely different planet and thus gives it the name of Alien Island. In addition to some of the strangest alien plants ever, the island also provides incredible views and wildlife. Like all of these remote places, so Kotra Island especially must be protected so its native people can continue to enjoy its pristine landscape and unique species. Yeah, you have made it to the end. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please do subscribe and click on the bell icon for more such interesting places to explore. Next exploration continues tomorrow.